Shalom,
to another
welcome.
tzuzamen. Hi, Tzip.
Hi, Tzili.
Amon Yariv, a gallerist from Tel Aviv, an artist and a gallerist.
Yes.
Amon is opening a venue of his gallery in Tel Aviv, one of the most established galleries in Israel, Gordon Gallery.
What do you mean Gordon Gallery? I
So-
grew up there. I grew up in Square Dizengoff. She also.
So
but
did I.
used to go to all the galleries as a kid.
Yeah,
So it
So-
was on, it's moved. It was on Gordon Street.
right now
Yes,
it's
exactly.
the southern part of Tel Aviv.
Right.
Anyway, Amon is running the gallery, opened the gallery in Jerusalem,
Ah,
and now in New York City on the Lower East Side.
you
Hi,
believe in
Amon.
art.
Excited. Yes.
You believe in the
I hope I'm not the only one.
Yeah, well,
But I think you're one of the strongest ambassadors of the Israeli art of the older days, and with established artists, and he's always breaking the ceiling, right, Amon?
Trying to. I don't know what ambassadors means in this reality, but I'm trying to be the best ambassador I can for my artists and for the program that we have and for what we believe in.
but you only have Israeli artists?
For the most part, yeah.
For the most part.
We were flirting a little bit with contemporary African art, but heart and soul belongs, with the Israeli artists that we show.
Right.
Amon, basically, you took over after your father, but you're very, very loyal to his artists.
Well, it's a, I'm not going to speak about it from the psychological side, but I think that I'm loyal to what I grew up on. And I was fortunate to like and to appreciate and to be growing up in such a wonderful gallery. So I was privileged to be able to, grow up in that atmosphere and to continue showing the artists that some of them my father showed. It's a long story, but we do show many artists that he did not show. Actually, most of them are artists that joined the gallery in my time. And in the beginning, he was not sure about what I was showing when, we worked at the gallery together, but he ended up liking many of them. So it was a nice experience.
Can you
working
give
with
me
him.
some tools? How do you appreciate a painting that you will acquire? Is it taste? Or because I know that, for example, there are professional whatever parameters to evaluate a script. It doesn't mean that the film will be good, but a script you can. So the question, if there is any equivalent tools.
Well, to follow up on what you say, I appreciate the script, meaning the quality, the way things are laid out, and I appreciate the film and see myself in that picture, in the reality that the artist portrays. And as a gallerist, you always think about how does it fit with the general picture of what you're showing, and sometimes it doesn't. But you still have to consider the program and what you believe in and how it works together, and whether you can support that artist in the long run. And then the quality, it's very elusive, but you feel that. And when you see more than one painting, and when you see many paintings, and you see an artistry over time, you can evaluate it. It's not. You don't appreciate art, good art. It's not an act of chance.
Will you show different shows in time of war like we have now in Israel?
Good question. I did show, when the war started, we were not sure what to show and who would be interested and which pieces would be relevant. And we ended up choosing a piece that's been in our collection for over 10 years by Sasha Serber. It was a burnt down room made of styrofoam for the most part, and it was lying in our collection. I just bought it because I liked it, because he's a fantastic artist, because he didn't have a place to put it, you know, all these things together. And we ended up storing it, and it became so relevant to the horrible situation in Israel that this was our way to go back to showing art and presenting it in a relevant way to our audience.
So it's kind of an extension. To what degree art travel? You know what I mean? So you have travel, you know, like is a local artist. What differentiate between, you know, there are artists that somehow
local
and some broke across outside, and especially you have artists who are using text, the painting in Hebrew.
Yes.
And usually the text is very, usually it's kind of low. So
once it's
how is it exported? How is it translated? That's what you're asking?
Because, you know, because, yeah, you can see the writings, you know, as a part of the visual texture. But I have I don't know, you tell me if artists who, what makes an artist?
What makes artists cross culture to culture and become?
Yes, how is it translatable? It's a great question, you know, and I think it's a great question that is not relevant only with text, which the Hebrew text is very sort of,
right.
It's unreadable to many local audience. But I think that, you know, the other question is, how is art translatable at all? I mean, how is abstract painting translatable? And I think that it would, you know, maybe this is part of our challenge, to make it translatable, to tell the stories of the artist, of that culture. I mean, of course, it's well known here in New York. There's, you know, such a huge Jewish community.
Right.
But maybe also saying that you know, these people, even if they don't read Hebrew, they have sense, you know, like we can appreciate a good Chinese artist. We'll never read Chinese, and I think maybe they get a feeling for the color, for the language of art, and maybe they can feel the intimacy. And this is something that crosses culture. This is something that we feel, and you get a feeling of time, the time in which this was created, the time that I'm spending looking at it, and the amount of interest that it and seduction. All these things play when you look at something that you cannot completely understand. And this is what
I
makes
can tell you,
it
for me personally, it's not about the culture, because I don't think that you ever can really understand fully the culture of another country or another society. But once it gets to you, no matter how, and personally you get affected, you know, that it means it's crossing. And it doesn't mean that whatever the artist wanted you to get, it's really what you get. You get what you get, you know. There's a difference, but once it can cross, it did its job, and it's on a very personal level.
Yes, and also, who knows, you know, I think that, you know, some of the things that we consider effect or influence are sort of in the air. I mean, if you think about such artists as Trope and his influence on Rafi Lavi, that did happen or did not happen, it's not even important. What's important is something in culture requires a certain sensitivity, and that sensitivity is something that crosses cultures, continents, countries, places, and times, and this is what we're counting on.
Yeah, but you think that in the next, I don't know, near future or whatever year, there will be more painters that will react to what happened in Israel now with this terrible
it's not only
event?
painters, it's artists.
Now I'm asking
well,
about.
I'll answer you with a question. You know, how do you define reaction as an artist? You know, it's so difficult.
How do I define what?
A reaction to the situation.
Well, I
Yeah,
always say, it took 10 years, for example, for American cinema to react to Vietnam. In Israel, it's sooner because we have so many events, so it's
Yes.
almost you don't finish to react to one event and then you have another one. So it's like really difficult for an artist, therefore I'm asking, I ask about painters, that's because you have a gallery. Otherwise, I will ask about writers and painters and, dramaturgs.
I'm sure there would be. I'm sure there would be a reaction because it changes, our opinions or many people's opinions, different opinions on what on the play or what's happened to Israel and where it's going. And so I'm sure there would be a reaction, but I cannot.
But
I
it
cannot
takes
tell what
time.
it would be. Yeah, I
I
cannot
think
define
the
it.
events are too strong, and you cannot just react
Well,
right away.
Vietnam
You
was
need
also
time.
strong.
You need time to
Yeah,
digest.
yeah.
Maybe,
Amon, I
maybe
want
5, 10
to
years.
generalize something very big. What is your take on the art world today? The way it's, the way we know it today.
Can I tell that you went to Miami and you were not happy?
No. I don't want to talk to tell them about Basel, Miami, or.
I don't know. I think there are many artworks. I don't think the artwork that you would experience in New York is anywhere similar to the one that you experience in Tel Aviv. And of course, it's very commercial. It's very much about the financial gains relating to art. Artist careers are much faster. All these things are known, and I think they are here to stay. And I don't want to sound too, ideological or even naive, but I think that I really do think that art, there are many good artists that are doing fantastically well, fantastically fast, and and they would be successful in 10 years. But I always like to think about such artists as Louis Bourgeois.
The what?
Or
Bourgeois.
Louis Bourgeois.
Okay.
Or Lucien Freud, and all these artists that were not necessarily trendy or were not necessarily sort of connected to what was done in that time, but still became the most important artists of the 20th century. So I think that for an artist to try to participate in the art world and to become successful is a dangerous path.
Question is, I want to ask you about successful, because successful meaning breaking a new way or a statement in art, or selling well. What is successful?
It's like commercial film and art film.
No.
What's the difference?
Well, when I was speaking like, well, first of all, there is a correlation between being successful financially and being shown and exhibited. So, in being supported or promoted by a strong gallerist. So it's not unconnected, but this success is the reality of very, very few artists. I'm not saying that I don't have artists who are successful, but on a large scale level, it's you have to be with a very big galleries, with a very big dealers, and doing the right thing in the right time, making that connection, working in it, not 24/7, but large part of your time. And I don't think that many. I think that some or not many true. Some very good. I would say some very good artists are not cut that way, are not built that way, and it's okay. It's just good to know who you are and decide on the way that you're gonna go.
I want to ask you something about Jerusalem, because the art world in Israel is based in Tel Aviv, and you did a detour and you went to Jerusalem, which had galleries mainly that were busy with holy art, and all of a sudden you opened your place in Jerusalem. How come?
Well, it was a thing that I was contemplating on for a long time. Even during the time that I was studying in Bezalel, I said to myself, I was already working in the gallery part-time, and I said to myself, you know, almost every Jewish person coming to Israel is going to visit Jerusalem and or have a house in Jerusalem or have a relation to Jerusalem. And how come there are no galleries in Jerusalem? So some 15 years after, I opened a gallery in Jerusalem in an area that looked like Kiryat HaMelacha, you know, where artist studios are and sort of religious part of department of Bezalel is, and it became a huge success. I mean, I don't think that there are many in Jerusalem might coming, but people do come, and many people buy art over there because it looks fantastic. So it was a great move, and I was very fortunate. And
so the same work like Tel Aviv, you exhibit the same kind of artists?
Yes, same artists showing them.
Oh.
And yeah, I don't know. It just made sense to me, you know.
Amon, what do you have? How do you define the customers or the collectors or people who like Israeli art who are not Israelis? Where are they from usually, and what ages?
Well, you know, I would say that, you know, for us as a gallery in Tel Aviv, I don't know what New York would be like for us, but these are artists. These are usually people that come to Israel 2, 3, 4 times a year. Some of them have invested in Israel in high tech or other industries, and they come and they feel part of that culture. They feel that the prices are not expensive at all for them. The quality is definitely there, and they think, you know, it can sit side by side to their other art, but it just, you know, like 1 or 2 zeros less. So, and you know, and you also hear people saying, I'd rather be, you know, a big fish in a small pond rather than, you know, so they can buy for not too large sums of money an important Israeli art collection, and I think that people are enjoy that a lot. That's the profile basically. These are the motivations, and supporting Israel, also part of it.
Yeah. With which artist you open in New York now?
I'm opening with a group show. These are all abstract painters. Gilad Efrat, Alima, Shekuferman, and Yaakov Dorchin. It's exciting.
Friend.
You know.
Good collection.
Good friend.
Good friends.
Right.
Dorchin, yes, of course.
Yes, of course. Wow. So we will make, I'm leaving tonight to Israel. When I come back.
But the gallery is here to stay.
I know. So when I come back in 5 weeks, you know, when I'm asked about it, I hate the question. But what is the amount of women, artists, painters that are making it?
In the gallery that we have,
yeah,
many, but it was never a thing that I don't have the number, but I don't know if it's 50-50 or not, but it's a lot. But you know, when our gallery was started back in 1966, a small space, probably twice the size of this little space that I have in New York. And when I joined the gallery, some of my artists asked me, well, you don't have enough women artists, etc., etc., etc. So, you know, it's going to be okay. And I ended up at one point having more women artists than male artists. I don't think about these things this way.
no, because, you know, the history is not great on women painters. You know, you had O'Keeffe, and you had, what's her name, from Spain. But you you know, it's only started really to come out in a real way second half of 20th century, I guess.
Well, we have, you know, I don't think, you know, I don't have to have this amount of women or men. I just want the good art.
Good art.
Artists that I can, yeah, and just artists that I can promote, and that the gallery can have a significant impact on their pieces and things that I would like to show for long periods of time. This is all I care about. And the rest, I mean, becomes, you know, takes care of itself in a way.
Yeah.
What do we do? How do we judge or not judge, or I don't even know how to say it, you know, in the speedy point of view of internet, when everything that artists put their stuff on a
Instagram.
quick look, you know, and everybody's looking at everybody's art in a sec, and they
Yeah.
don't really see the real thing. You don't have this feel of the art when like you see it for like physically.
Well, you know, I think that the sort of the brick and mortar gallery is here to stay, and artists think about their art situated in space, and most of them, will prefer to work in a studio, and to bring that studio, that sort of subconscious back of the mind, all that to the gallery, and I think this is sort of the core of what we show and the way that we see it. But Instagram is incredibly important. We sell a lot through Instagram. Do I like it? I don't know anymore.
Well, wait until AI will come in.
Well, you know, you see some amazing things. They're too amazing, you know. And
The AI can really make good art.
I don't think so.
Will you be able to differentiate if I come to you with the Dorchin or Garbus or Rafi Lavi, and I will ask AI, can you please paint for me Rafi Lavi, or paint for me?
Well, you know, it's a great tool. You see some amazing things, too amazing, too easy. But art is about process. It's about time. It's about, it's not, you know, but yes, I do, you know, I see some fantastic things. And to me, it's you know, to look at things that were made with AI is inspiring to be going to art, you know, to make and to see and to evaluate other art that is not made by AI. So as a tool, yes, fantastic. But as a thing in itself, I don't think so. Not for me anyway. Not now.
Right. You know, I don't know why while we were talking since the beginning, I don't know why I see in my eyes the shout, the scream, sorry, what his name, you know, and
Monk.
Right. And it's the only almost image I can imagine about
the current situation.
Yeah, the scream.
Yes. Well, you know, I think that there are many screams at this moment.
Right.
And we are hurting more than anything the Israeli suffering and the hostages, and part of the proceeds of this show are going toward that cause, which is very important. Not because it makes us connected to our people and to what we need to support, but there are many other screams to acknowledge and to think about this moment, and it's a fragile moment in definitely in Jewish and Israeli reality, but I think it's a fragile moment. Yeah, to consider and to acknowledge all the sufferings of other people as well. Yeah.
I think it's a shaking moment for everybody. I mean, of course, in Israel and Gaza, but it's everywhere.
Yes.
The wave is too big, too strong, and
Yes.
it will take time to see what artist will come bring with this, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, Amon, Gordon Gallery.
I'm sorry we took the conversation to that.
No, listen, you cannot
but it is part of us. I mean, if you not stop thinking about it.
We will meet up. You know, we can meet after and see what
happens to every conversation. I don't think that there's any Israeli that doesn't talk about it, or anybody else. And once you have an Israeli in the room, it's there.
No, but if I understood well, you are going to choose good art, whether it's connected to today or not connected to today. So I think that your gallery is going to be kind of a mirror to the kind of good art that is done in Israel in general.
I think so. That's what I'm hoping. We are not trying to be the trendiest, the youngest, the coolest. We are not there. We are just trying to show the highest quality Israeli art can offer. and I hope it's gonna be, be accepted. They would be interested. So it's a new thing for
Wonderful.
us.
Great.
You're
Gordon
excited.
Gallery,
Gordon,
Norfolk Street, Lower East Side, New York City.
check it out. Check it out.
Opening this Thursday.
Wow.
Amon, good
I
luck
will be here. Okay.
so much.
Good
and
luck.
for better days. And
Absolutely.
thanks,
For the hostages
Tzipi.
come back.
Thanks, Tzili.
And
Thank
see
you
you,
for coming and
everybody,
everybody.
next week.
Thank you so much.
Week.